second here.
Tutorial, I'm going to show you.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm live streaming on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. So you can join. The live chat is working good on YouTube. There's a little quirks, but it's this is weird. I think hopefully I've fixed it permanently. But yeah, so you can join me in live chat in YouTube, live chat on BitChute, live chat on Odyssey, Rumble, and wherever you could be. Odyssey, of course, Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. All right. Before we begin, I want to implore you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because what happens is if you do subscribe, the algorithm do send out this content to more people, and those people can then join, and then they can also, subscribe themselves, and then they can share information, which I'll then share with all of you. I share everything I have. I don't keep any secrets. My philosophy in life is I want to learn, I want to improve, and obviously if I share information and some of you guys also improve some processes, you can share tips and tricks, all of us benefit. That's my philosophy. So that's why I share everything. Like, this is what I do for a living, coding, whatever. I share everything because I want to improve as well. Okay, on to the intro. So I got it correct again. I think I'm getting much better with this. Probably need to change the font a little bit. I don't like the way that font looks like, but it's a CortexIDE review. Smarter code, faster development. And let's actually get started now. Okay, everything is great. CortexIDE is a comprehensive open source code editor for developers. If you're looking for an AI-powered code editor that can boost your coding productivity with features like code completion, error detection, intelligent suggestions, then CortexIDE is definitely worth considering. In this post, I'm going to review CortexIDE to see if it's actually designed to make your programming tasks more efficient, especially when integrated with local AI. So what I did was, because the local AI, it uses Ollama, and you guys know I've had some issues with Ollama, but I said, you know what, I'm going to be completely fair. So I reinstalled Ollama, and what I did also is that I downloaded the Qwen 2.5-coder 7B model. So that's a decent sized model, and I don't expect to have any issues. So we will see how all that works. Now, so basically we're going to test all that stuff out. The code assist using the AI, we're going to test all that out. I had some issues with it when I was writing this article, so hopefully, because this will be the second time around, hopefully all those issues are resolved, but we'll check it out. Okay, so you can also get the CortexIDE from the official website. So let's go take a quick look at the official website. It says opencortexide.com. You can see here it says that open source AI code editor. It's a fork of Void, which itself is also a fork of what's that popular one by Microsoft? VS Code. It's a fork of that one. And then obviously it's supposed to be an open source cursor alternative. I've never used cursor before, so this is my first. I think you guys know we've tried some of those Rust-based IDEs in the past, and the AI wasn't working, or super slow. So this one wasn't that. This one wasn't like that. It was nice and had this decent speed. However, we'll test out the purpose of today's tutorial is to see how good it is as a code editor, and we'll test out the AI. So I'm not really interested in the AI stuff, but I'm saying that I'm more interested in the actual coding because I'm a programmer. So, we'll test out some of those features. I will do some very simple, basic stuff, and to see if it's able to help with the AI, especially local AI. That's more important. I know you guys like self-hosting. So you see it has tabs, quick edit, has a chat. Obviously the chat is where the agent mode, you can gather mode and normal chat with an AI, as you can see here in this particular screenshot. And you can see it's powered by VS Code, because I said it's a fork of Void, which is also a fork of VS Code. And okay, and if you have that installed and you want to transfer over, you can easily transfer over your themes, key binding, settings, all in one click. And you can see here, you can use any LLM anywhere. It doesn't send your messages to a private backend like Cursor or Windsurf. Cut out the middleman and connect directly. You can use private LLMs, never run out of API credits again, host any open source model with CortexIDE, DeepSeek, Ollama, Gemini, Qwen, and more. So what I did was, I didn't want to use something that is not like better integrated. So that's why I chose the Qwen model, because it was there, it was in the list. So that's why I said I used, that's the one I used. Okay, you can also obviously use some frontier LLMs. You have checkpoints for changes and linked error detection. So we'll test all this stuff out. You see it works on 1000 line files. You can bring in any model. Okay, agent mode, MCP, gather mode. I already talked about this, and of course, you can also get a GitHub. Now, one of the things I dislike about this is I didn't realize it's not actually, I guess, stable according to this. It looks like it's in beta. It's not quite stable. What you can see here, this is a GitHub page, and what else is here? So there's no releases yet, so it's released under the MIT license. That's fine. I'm guessing that's the same with the VS Code as well. I mean the code. I'm talking about the source code. You see here the same stuff as before, and you can contribute. And you can see the last time, you see, so it's, see, last time it was updated is like last week, I think here. Yeah, so actually, here we go. No, forget about last week. It's actually 3 hours ago, right here, 3 hours ago. So it is being updated. And you see there's some issues here, so fine. Okay, great. Void, I think, is on, Void is actually on pause right now while they're working on improving or adding some features. So this one is still being, as you can see, is still being worked on. All right, so that's the quick introduction. And so prerequisites, you need Ollama for local AI. I have installed it from Fedora's official repository, and the CortexIDE app, you can be downloaded from the official website. As you saw, there was a download there, and that's what I did. You need a working GPU, obviously, for if you're going to use the Qwen 2.5-coder 7B. And then, as you can see, I just installed it on the command line. I just put DNF install Ollama, and then you just run CortexIDE right from your command line. And then make sure you have Ollama obviously started. Just type Ollama serve, and that would start up the Ollama server, and it will be detected in the ID. So we'll do that as well. And then here are my requirements for programming editor. So it has to obviously have the code editor. If you don't know what an IDE stands for, that's Integrated Development Environment. And if you don't know what a plugin, a theme, I have a glossary there for you. And if you don't know what open source is, open source means it's freely available for possible modification and distribution. That's it. It also means that there's no restrictions on the use of the software. So for example, when something says, oh, you can't be evil to use my software, that's not open source because they're putting restrictions on you. So hopefully you guys, that's an easy way to explain it. SCM, this basically for most of you guys watching this means Git, basically source code manager used to manage and track modifications of source code repository. LMB and MMB, this stands for left mouse button and middle mouse button. So the reason I don't like to always write, it's very long to write down, so I just use acronyms for that. So this is my system, my workstation. I have Ryzen 5 5600 GT. The G here is integrated graphics. That's important because I use integrated graphics to plug into the displays. And the dedicated one, it's a server grade GPU. It's an AMD Instinct MI60. That's what I use for AI and video editing. Okay, so memory, 32 gigs of DDR4. Obviously, I don't get all of that because 4 gigs is reserved for the integrated graphics. My operating system, I'm using Fedora Linux 42, the workstation. That means it's working on GNOME, 49, and it's Wayland. So that's also important because some IDEs or text editors, they don't work very well with Wayland. This one I had no problems with. So this is the test suite. I have a very large file, it's 1 gig. This is to mimic some of the work I used to get in the past. Was I would have a very large database. I couldn't use any database in order to manipulate the data, so I had to do everything, output it as a CSV file or something, and then just edit it using just command line. So obviously there's some things I like to take a look at it, maybe the top and the bottom, or in the middle. So visually being able to load up in something will be very nice. Obviously you can use terminal stuff like Vim, Emacs, but you know, if the editor is good enough, it should be able to load it up, especially in 2025. Regex file, this is very simple. This one shouldn't really be here anymore, because literally anything that's a programming editor already has some type of the usual find and replace, and then regex find and replace as well. But they didn't have that in the past. So syntax file, obviously this is just a PHP file. It contains PHP, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so multiple. I want to see if all of them will be highlighted. These days that's pretty commonplace right now, and that's no longer an issue. So maybe in the future I might have to take this two out because it's kind of redundant. And the media file, this one most editors work pretty well with. It just means that, for example, if you're working on a website, you might have a favicon. That one I usually track it by Git, because that one is it's unlikely to change frequently, like another, like even the banner or something like that. So so I want to be able to drag a file into the project folder. Even to this day in 2025, there's some IDEs. You heard me, not text editors, IDEs which do not allow that, which is really strange. And then of course the Java version, OpenJDK 21.0.9. The PHP version is PHP 8.4.14. The Python version is 3.14.0, and the CortexIDE version is 1.4.9. So this is their own version naming convention. But you also see it will have the version of the VS Code the last time they took that source code as well. So for the testing, each feature has two parts. A score of 0 indicates that it's missing the feature, and if it has a part of the feature is working, it will get a score of 0.5. So oh, I forgot to remove this. I need to remove this part here. So to eliminate biases, what I used to do in the past was I had multiple operating systems, meaning that I had Windows, Linux, and a Mac OS. So I was able to test the IDE on all those platforms. These days I no longer have Mac OS because a customer actually gave me a MacBook. However, it was too old. I had to get rid of it. It was, I think, one of the first or second when they went to the Intel architecture. So obviously I don't have it anymore, and I haven't used Windows since 2008. Sorry, that's not true. I do use once a year to do my taxes. I fire up a VM, do my taxes, and that's it. So even that one is kind of redundant, because if I find a trustworthy website, I'll probably do my taxes online, so I won't even need Windows anymore for that. Yes, I know there's some cloud-based stuff, but I don't feel like paying for it and just going through all the hassle. So yeah, unfortunately I don't. So I should really, this was just left for what do you call it, I used to do this in the past, so I think I'll remove this in the future if I do remember. Okay, so but some of this is still relevant. So obviously I do attempt to get stable plugins if they do exist for missing features, and I try to compare, for example, if there's one in the repository, like in the Fedora repositories, that's the easiest one to use. But if it's so different or it has bugs, then I'll go to the developer's website and I'll download that one. In this particular case, that's redundant because it's not in Fedora. I got it from the developer's website. I might go there again to show you where I downloaded it. And yeah, so you see it was downloaded from the developer's website. If you remember the download button, that's what I clicked, and then it gives you, asks you Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. Linux, obviously there's more options. Like I got I just downloaded, and you can see here we have this one here, CortexIDE. So I'll just double click on this and we'll get started. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to quickly check the live chat. This one here, see what's going on with Odyssey. Ooh, Odyssey opened up right away. Excellent. Okay, guess I just have to be patient all the time. All right, so all the live chats seem to be working. All right, so let's get started. So all I'll do is, you see here this CortexIDE for Linux. It was 199.30. I think this is the version of the VS Code. So let's open it up. I just double click the binary file, and boom, it's open. You see how quickly it is? It opened up very quickly. And you see I was already testing it here. You see it, oh, I forgot. Let me actually drop this down. You can. So I forgot to start Ollama. I apologize about that. Let me, I'll open up in here. I forgot. There's a reason I needed a terminal. Forgot about that. Actually, it doesn't really matter too much here. So I'll just clean this up and clear. I forgot to zoom in. So all you have to do is just type Ollama serve. That's it. And let me zoom out a little bit so you can see here it found my GPU, which is a Qualcomm GFX and GFX 506. Should be somewhere. Anyways, it did find my devices, the Qualcomm. It found the GPUs and stuff. So where are we here? It should tell me, but I can't see it. It's probably one of these here somewhere. It did find it. I know it works, and I'll prove it later as well. So you see here, it's 30. Yeah, here we go. It's down here. It's 906. I said 506. I apologize. So the computer GFX 906. So that's the GPU, and you see it found 32 gigs of VRAM. So that is fantastic. That means that it does use the GPU. Okay, it's up and running, and the server is up and running, and these are all the AI endpoints. So we don't need that anymore. What I do need is I need to go to my AI folder, and what I'm going to do is I am going to sudo. I need to open up the cooler because I control the fan shroud manually on this GPU. So without all this stuff running, we don't need this anymore. And yeah, so I already got the what do you call it? I already got the what did I do here? Messed up again. What is it? Downloads, I think it was. Oh no, what am I doing? It's here. Yeah, it's already here. So just double click Cortex here again. It's gonna open up, and you can see the AI. It remembered the last time. You see, I'm using model Ollama Qwen 2.5-coder, and that's the latest one. I already got it from before. So it's already set up here. You can even see in the agent. The agent is already set up as well. Now, I am in the settings here. So let's just do a quick overview in the settings. Obviously, I was trying to... the reason is I was having problem with the zoom. So I had to go to the settings in order to enable because I wanted to use the mouse wheel for zooming. I don't want to use a shortcut, so I use the zoom as well, and you can see the terminals down here. I enable that as well. And what else did I do here? So let's close this up. You see the regex files already open up from when I was doing this last time. So I'm going to close all of this just to show you how easy it is. Obviously, the folder also works. I dragged the folder here, and the folder has a bunch of stuff in here. And let's go here. Editor view. Clearly, you can easily drag and drop files in here. Oops, I went a little bit too fast there. If you go to file, obviously you can open up the settings from here. There's also preferences, for example, the profiles, the settings, the extensions, the keyboard shortcuts. You can configure snippets. You can configure tasks and themes. You see the color theme. I like the default theme. But if you want to change the theme, it's right there. So that's why for that one, it got a perfect score, as you can see here. In the edit, you have the usual undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, find in files, replace in files, toggle line comment, toggle block comment, and you can have emit, expand, abbreviation. Also, if you find and replace, you can also put your regular expressions in there. In selection, you have select all, expand, shrink selection, copy up, down, move, add cursor. So below, add cursor, so it has multiple cursors, and there's also column selection mode, or I call it rectangular selection. So those features are there built in. And wait, there's more. There's the view, and you can in the view you can enable the Explorer and the terminal and the output. Very, very, very nice. And then obviously you can jump to definitions. All those features are there. You can run if you have some additional debuggers. The terminal, you can do a split terminal and run tasks and all that. And then there's also help. So let's click on About. You see the About. The VS Code version is actually 1.99. I think that means 2. So, and then CortexIDE itself is 1.49. That's the one I'm using. That was the latest one at the time of this recording. When I download this, I think, you see, it was actually just done, it says here 1 month ago. So it was actually done in, 1 month ago from now. Obviously it uses Electron, Node.js, V8, and I'm on Linux, so it was built for Linux. You see, I'm at Fedora 43 here. So, just put it okay. All right, so number 1, as I said, you saw the color thing, perfect. Now, let's do some dragging and dropping. Obviously, dragging and dropping works. So I'm going to open up the, what should I open up here? Let me open up the regex file. Let's just drag it. Very quick, no problem at all. I already enabled spell check as well. So did I enable it or did I switch it off? Can't remember if I switched it off. Okay, I must have switched it off. I'll show you how to enable that later. So, dragging and dropping does open up in a new tab. It's possible to specify the location. Now, some of you guys might not understand what I mean by that. So you notice how this one, there's only one file, that's fine. But let's say I want to drag something to the beginning here, instead of usually just appending. So if I do that, let me open up the PHP file. Oh, here's the PHP file. So if I drag this, you see I can just drag it. You see I can drag it, and you see it can create what do you call it, vertical, horizontal, etc. But if I want to drag it up here, so I can drag it at the end. I can also drag it at the front. Boom, like that. That's what I mean by you can position it anywhere you want. So there's no restrictions. I love that feature. Because I still use it in 2025, so that's why I really like. So this is off to a great start. So that's fantastic, and let's move on. So let's open up a very large file. So this very large file is going to be this guy here, the 1 gig file. So I'm going to open it up, but instead of just putting it up here, I'm just going to open up down here. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I see split screen. Split view, sorry, not split screen. It's a split view. Now, it's a little bit slow, but it did open up. That blew me away. An Electron app that's able to open up a 1 gig file, a 1 gig text file, really, really impressive. Even more impressive is that I can edit it. So if I go, for example, here, press enter, you see me edit. Okay, let's see how much resources it's using. So obviously it's Chromium based, so Chromium is a memory hog, so that's not a big deal, but it's not using any swap, and the CPU is actually pretty high. That's normal again for Chromium, so that's fine. But so I'm gonna close the file. It passed, so all you have to do is click the X there to close it, and it says, do you want to save? No, I don't want to save, so I click do not save. I think this is the part where it crashed before. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, I did close it, come on guy. Yeah, I think this is where it crashed. Yeah, there we go, that's where it crashed. Isn't that funny? I can open the file up, I can edit it, I can even save it, but when I try to close the file, that's when it starts acting up. So I'm not sure. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be fair. I'm going to put keep waiting. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have actually taken one of those options. Okay, I'll probably have to wait until that option comes up, or I'll have to restart this again. Hopefully it comes up again, or I'll have to kill it. Did the memory go down? I can't remember. Oh, there we go. So now he's using swap, so that's actually not good. So I'm gonna say do not restore. Now I want it to restore. We're gonna reopen. Oh, very good, but I don't want this file. Okay, there you go. I can get rid of it. Excellent. So it also dropped some of the memory. It's still using a little bit high memory there, but okay, that's fine. So there we go. It's funny. It's able to open the file, edit it, but you can't. When I try to close, that's when it crashes. Remember, it's still in. It's not. What do you call it? It's not stable yet. Or it's not a stable release yet, but it does work extremely well. All right, so there we go. So the reason I had to give it a 0.5 for the very large file was because obviously crashing is very annoying, because remember, if I'm working on a very large project or even a medium-sized project, last thing I want is to be, that happening. So that's why I gave it a 0.5. Very close, very close. All right, so obviously multiple documents can be open in multiple tabs. As you can see here. Oh, wait, is this guy still open? I thought I closed it. Jeez. What is going on here? Forcefully enable features. Is that why it crashed? Like you open up the file twice? That makes okay. That makes okay. There we go. Oh, okay. That time it closed it. Okay, fine, fine, finally. Just in case you're wondering if the memory went down, it didn't. Not a big surprise. The memory didn't go down. Still up there. That could be a memory leak as well. Alright, so it could also be because of Ollama. Who knows? Where am I here? So multiple tabs, tail of tabs. Okay, let's try the tail of tabs. I'm going to open up something else here. I'll open up Java. I haven't done a Java one in a while. So I'm going to put Java right there. Here we go. See, I split it vertically. Now, what I mean by tail of tabs means that if I take this tab and I tear it off, I'm not going to put it here, I'm not going to put it here, I'm not going to put it here, I'm just going to take it off somewhere, like off screen, like right here. You see, now we have two, like it looks like two instances of the CortexIDE. So I do like that feature as well. I do use it a lot in NetBeans. Yeah, I do like that feature because sometimes I want to do side by side. For example, if I have an old, if I'm trying to debug or I'm trying to copy some stuff, but it's going to be slightly different, or doing an update, being able to do this is fantastic because obviously I like the editor or the IDE. So I want to, for example, pretend this was both PHP or Java, doesn't really matter, and I'm like, okay, oh, that's how I did it. Oh, that's how you call it. Yeah, so that's why I do like to have something like this. And you see, this is the syntax Java. I'm wondering if I take this and I can put it back there. I haven't tried that before. So let's say I want to put it right in the middle. Can I do that? Oh, look at that! Remember that feature I told you guys? The positioning exactly where you want. So you see that it works exactly where you can. I like that feature. Now, some terminal text editors like Vim and Emacs, you can obviously do things like that with keyboard shortcuts, but come on. As I said before, I have a trackball mouse. It's extremely fast. Okay, so some people claim that they can type faster. I seriously doubt it. Right? Look at this. I'm just using one finger. You see that? I mean, I can do some things really, really fast and position exactly where I want. So anyway, to each his or her own. Where are we here? Multiple editors, non-project files. Obviously, it's a non-project file, so that's a perfect score. Soft wrap. Let's go to the regex file here. I don't know if I have. Oh yeah, I enabled. Is soft wrap enabled by default? Oh no. So soft wrap was not enabled by default for some odd reason. I had to enable it. So the way to enable it, you have to go to the View menu. And then you go to word wrap. You see here, I had to enable it. I don't know why it's not enabled by default, but yes, I had enabled. Obviously, you can see the shortcut. I don't know if this is a Linux specific one or it's cross-platform, but that's how to enable it. So yeah, so if you don't understand what soft wrap is, I'm going to take it off. You see, when I take it off, the words here get clipped off because they continue. So you have to do. See, what you have to do is then you have to scroll. So I find that annoying. So what I do is, I like to enable word wrap, and then you see it will just go. You see, it doesn't affect the line number. See 10, 11, it doesn't affect the line number. So I do like that feature. So that got a perfect score. spell check. So the problem with spell check here, I was not able to install it, but I know that it does work, obviously, because it's a VS Code fork. So I tried to install it. It was saying that it's because, remember, this version is 1.49, but it's really 1.99 VS Code. So that's the reason I wasn't able to install the spell check plugin. But clearly, there's so many spell check plugins. Oh, you know what? Speaking of plugins, where are plugins? Extensions, sorry, it's like extensions. So you go to extensions. I thought I clicked extensions. Oh yeah, here we go. So you come up here, and you just search for something like spell check. So so you see spell check, for example, this one, the code spell checker. So I clicked on this one, and maybe a little bit smaller. So you see here, it's spell checker for Visual Studio Code. Then I tried to install it, so I clicked install. Guess what happened? I click install. It says could not install streetside software.code-spell-checker extension because it's not compatible with your current version of CortexIDE, version 1.9930. Maybe I need to find another version in order to install it. So let me actually see. Maybe in the changelog it'll tell us what version it's compatible with. It doesn't actually say. Yeah, so it doesn't say what version it's compatible with. So I'm guessing it's detecting. I don't know if this one is a new version or it's an old version. I'm talking about what code base CortexIDE use, but that's how you'll be able to install it. So I still gave it a score of 1.0 because I know it should work. It's just a fault. Word count. Okay, so word count is actually also available. You have to install a plugin as well. So you just type word count. You see, then there's a bunch of word count extensions you can install as well. Obviously, I'm not able to install because it gives the same warning that the version is wrong. But yeah, so I'd still give it a score there of a perfect score. Now, for line jump, let's go back to the regex file here. So for the regex file, for example, what I do is, right now I'm on line 23, so if I want to go to, say, line 2, I just press Ctrl G, then you see it says current line 23, blah, 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 so I want to go to line 2. You see, I just pressed 2, I didn't have to press enter, it automatically took me to the beginning of line 2, so that's a perfect score. Indentation does work, so let me open up. Do I have a file here by any chance? Open. Oh yeah, I do have PHP, so we can test it in PHP. So let's test it in PHP. So for example, you see here the head section here. If I press enter, you see automatically it indents. Okay, so that's what I mean. For example, if I go here in the style, if I press enter, you see it auto indents. And if I go, for example, in JavaScript, it should be the same thing. Yeah, it auto indents, including the children. And if I go to PHP, don't worry about this PHP. This is purposely done like this. Yes, I know it's wrong code. It's purposely done like this so that to show if any IDE will be able to detect that there's something wrong with the code. So it's purposely done that way. Don't think that I wrote this code and I think it's perfect code. No, it's not. It's meant to be wrong so that the IDE can detect it. So in this case, it did detect. You see, even put a line here that something is wrong, so that works extremely well. Obviously here, if I press enter, you see it still does the auto indent based on the child or the previous one. So perfect score for that. Very impressive. Okay, then if you want to dynamically scale, you can use Control middle mouse button after enabling the feature, and I showed you guys where that feature was. It's in the preference settings. To bypass the default font. So for example, if I hold down the control key and just use my middle mouse button, you can see that what happened. So I don't want to zoom everything. I just want to install only the code, so I'm able to do that. And if you remember, there's also a shortcut key. You can use that. I said my mouse works extremely well. No, thank you. Find and replace. So obviously that does work. You can obviously you can also use regular expressions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you go to edit, you see this find here. You see in the find here, you have, you see you can do the match case, match whole word, and then you can use regular expressions. That's what I meant by that. Okay, let's move on. So fonts, I've done find and replace. Multiple language syntax, that's where a PHP file comes in again. You see, you have JavaScript, you have HTML, you have PHP, all of them obviously all in the same file. Yeah, that's a multiple syntax. So does multiple syntax work for languages such as Java and PHP? Of course, you can see it right here. And this one is Java. Ironically, see the Java, it also works as well. Python, etc. They all work. Very, very impressive. Okay, now the rectangular block selection. For that one, I'm going to use this regular expression text. So for that one, what I mean is, let me see how you toggle down. It's Alt-Shift. I had some issues with this one, so you hold down Alt and then Shift, and there you go. There we go. See how easy that is? Even the problem is, I don't know if you can tell, it has a flaw. Can you guess what the flaw is? If you look at line 5, you see when line 5 the word wrapping is on, you see it wrapped it also did the wrapped text, which is incorrect. So that's actually wrong. That's why you got a 0.5, and obviously that doesn't make any sense. So that's clearly wrong. That's why you got a 0.5. Now, if you see the cursors over here, that's also the same way you do multiple cursor. You can use Alt and Control Shift L for words, and you can search. The search doing multiple selection is, I wasn't able to get it to work, but you're able to get it to work. So if you're able to, I'm sure you can. But for me, I was not able to. That's why I got 0.5. Now, destruction free mode. Yeah, that means you can toggle the line numbers. You can move them if you wish. Oh, I forgot about code forwarding. Sorry about that. You see, code forwarding does work. You can see here, for example, the body. I can collapse the entire body or expand it. So it does work. For where did I skip that part? The multiple syntax. Oh, code forwarding right here. Code forwarding was 1. How did I miss that? For language PHP. Yeah, code forwarding. So there we go. I went a little bit. I jumped number 15, but I've just done it right now. So 16 is done. 17 multiple selection. I'll show you that as well. Destruction free. So obviously you go to the view menu, and you can see here you can toggle. You can remove some stuff there if you don't need them, and you can also, for example, go to editor layout. You can see the splits and stuff like that, or if you want appearance, you can change that as well. Yeah, so you can toggle some things off and on, and just to get a cleaner, if that's what you want, including the output pane and all that. So that got a perfect score. The file manager, as you can see, I'm using the file manager, Explorer. Yeah, this one is here. So if you remember, let's say you have what project am I in? Yeah, so I'm inside my app, this folder here. So if let's say I have a what do you call it? Favicon. So let's pretend this is my favicon. You see, I can just drag right into the project folder, and you can see I just dump it there. Should be able to drag it there. What is going on? Did it work? Let's actually go check it out. No, it did not work. Okay, so let's try that again. It does work. I did try it. Why is it not working this time? You can create a new file. Okay, I'll just dump it into app one. Maybe that's a problem. JPEG. There we go. So I was putting it in the wrong place. So there we go. So Tux the penguin is able to be dragged. Now to prove that, if I go to my app and I go to app 1, you can see Tux the penguin is there. So I'm going to delete that and delete there as well. So that's a perfect score. Terminal, as you guys saw, the terminal is already there. You can also toggle it from the, as you saw, and does follow the folder. You can see it already followed my folder, my app. Obviously, you can run commands like ls and etc. So it does work. All right. So So let's finish the review first, and then we'll do a quick test over. I know what you guys, most of you are here only here for one thing. We'll get to that just a second. I haven't forgotten you. So CortexIDE is a very powerful IDE. By default, the CortexIDE is no longer missing required features, which can be installed using extensions. But for my required features, it got a 92.5 or 9.25 out of 10. Now, as you can see here, I have some screenshots. Obviously, I said I started the Ollama server. Yes, we'll test it out a second. Give me a second. And then we have the welcome screen. I showed you the settings, how to set it up, etc., etc. And this is a live stream. So if I click this guy, there we go. I'm going to stop it right here. And you remember, we have the cooler. So I'm going to set up the cooler just to show you what's going on. Oops. Okay, cooler control, there we go, one. Yeah, cooler control, that's the one I want. So let's grab the GPU, come on. Oh, that's not the one I want. Okay, close the Wi-Fi card, and where is the system file 2? So just about 45, that should be enough. And I'll hit start in a few seconds. So do I need to go to no, I don't need to go to the command line. So here we go. You see here, it has a whole, that's a lot of tokens for the context and the module, and then we can just simply type a message. So what you do is you go to CortexIDE settings, and can I make this bigger? I guess not. Okay. How does it minimize this? Can I make this smaller? Okay, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, anyway, so it's local providers. I'm using Ollama, and you see the Qwen 2.5. You can obviously double click in there, and then choose a different one. The main providers here, the options, and MCP, etc., etc. And you see it automatically detect local providers, Ollama, V, LLM, and LM Studio. Obviously, I'm using Ollama, which it did detect. So, for example, I only have one model, so it doesn't matter what I pick here. It's just one for now. And then, obviously, local AI providers. You can see it. You can install Ollama by default, but it did detect my Ollama instance. You see this one here, 114.34. And if you had VLM or VS Studio, you put the local IP address there. They all have different port numbers. Anything else? That's it. Main providers. You can see the API. If you're using if you need API keys, if you obtain API keys, you could put them in there. I'm not using any of that stuff. So feature options, autocomplete, you can have that on. It's off by default. Apply, tools, etc., etc. General. You can transfer from VS Code. You can transfer from Cursor. You can transfer from Windsurf. And you can also import and export your settings as well, chats, built-in settings, matrix, etc., etc. AI settings. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. You can add a server. I don't have one, so I'm not going to do that. And all settings are here. They're all here. Okay. So as you guys know, it does work. So I'm going to close that. Go back here, and I'm going to say, let's open up the PHP. I'll say, what is wrong with syntax.php? So you see here, it's supposed to be running, and we'll check it out if it's connected. Let's go back to the command line and see what type of result it's going to give. So you can see it's waiting, it's waiting, it's waiting. I don't hear anything. It's still waiting, 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 waiting. Oh, there we go. I got something. So I asked if you, oops, am I in the wrong place? I might be in the wrong place. I don't know if I'm in the wrong place. I can't remember now. Oh yeah, it did do something, but you see it crashed. It crashed. So Oh, maybe it's working now. No, it did crash, so it's waiting. So it did crash. So I don't know what's wrong because I said I downloaded Ollama, I installed the official image from Ollama. It was install conversion, but still it did not work very well. You see it? Oops, we here. Yeah, so it didn't work very well. So let's go back to the editor. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. If you guys know how to get this work, I don't mind, running something later. So you see it crashed. It didn't put the output here, so that's why I was okay. You know what? You might say, oh, wait a minute, maybe because you haven't selected the code. Okay, let's select the code. What is wrong with this? Like 7B is more than capable, should be more than capable. Okay. It's not even running, I know, because this GPU temperature has stayed the same. So it's broken. If we go to the command line, you will see the pipeline is broken. Yeah, you see, it's broken. So something is wrong with Ollama. What it is, I don't know. Okay, so that's what I'm saying is I'm not going to waste my time. There's something clearly wrong with Ollama, so I'm just going to close that up. And let's finish this up. With Cortex, making programming, how CortexIDE makes programming easy. You get access to powerful AI features that streamline your coding workflow by integrating local AI with Ollama. Using Qwen 2.5-coder, the 7B model. The editor provides intelligent return suggestions that help you write better code faster. I wasn't able to replicate that. If you guys know, I could do a night stream tonight and show you how to do it, but looks like there's no need to. If you're looking to further your to improve your programming skills, check out these resources. I have books. Programming books on Amazon. Explore my collection of programming books to help you become a better developer. The link is also in the description. I also have online programming courses to enhance your coding skills. The link is also in the description. And I also offer one-on-one tutorials. If you need personalized guidance, I offer one-on-one on programming tutorials. You can contact me at ojambo.com/contact. If you need CortexIDE installation or migration, need help installing and migrating it, you can visit ojamboservices.com/contact. In conclusion, we have covered how to install and set up CortexIDE on Fedora Linux and how to integrate with Ollama and the Qwen 2.5-coder 7B model for AI-powered code completion, error detection, and more. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced developer, CortexIDE offers a streamlined, efficient way to code. Now, that's the end of the tutorial, and I would like to remind you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because as I said before, what happens is the more people subscribe, the more the content gets pushed out to multiple people, and those people can then share, and then I'll share in turn, meaning that they could share some tips, which I'll share with you, or they could lead me a path where I have to do a little bit of research, I write an article, and then I could share what I found with everybody. Okay, now I also have some other resources. I live in a rural area. I'm just surrounded by farmers, and there's no internet, and the cellular service is very sporadic. So what I do use is I use a SpaceX Starlink residential service. If you're thinking of getting it, you can use my referral link. I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get a massive discount. For example, in Canada right now, you're getting the equipment for free. Around the world, I don't know what type of discount you get. It depends on geographical location, but you definitely get a significant discount. The next one is an affiliate link. It's for this. This is Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater. It's available on Amazon. And you see there's a trip protection here, so when it trips over, it will turn off. It has you can see there's a low and high setting. Low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. So because of this guy, I was able to save a little background. In 2023, when I moved here, I was paying $250 a month for propane. Propane is only used for heating, and it was a mild winter. Last year, it was a harsh winter, and in the middle in the coldest month of the year, which is February, I got that dropped down to $250. Obviously, I could have been a little bit more if it wasn't for the carbon tax, but I got it $250 because of this guy. So what I did last year is I set the temperature to 16 degrees, and then I was able to use this because it's a space heater, meaning it only heats up my space. I don't need to heat up the entire house or this, even in the silent room, just my space where I'm working, and this guy worked fantastically. So this year I decided to save yet another $100, but this time it's per month, not just 1 month. So what I did was, in October, it started snowing early this year. In October, I didn't switch on the heater at all. Actually, there was one day when it actually went down to 13.5 inside here, which is crazy. So I didn't switch on the heater. In November, I switched on the heater. November 1st, it was really cold, and I set it to 15 degrees permanently, 15 degrees Celsius. So when I'm in here, obviously this is where I spend a lot of time. I'm working. I'll switch this guy on. Just a few short bursts, maybe about 5 times an hour if it's really, really cold. Most times I don't need to. Usually maybe once per hour. I just usually use low. The only time I use high is when I accidentally click it. But yeah, so basically what happens is in a month I might pay $3 to $5, which is nothing compared to paying, $100 to $200. So for example, I finally got my bill for last month, and guess what it was? It was $137. So that means that that's despite having carbon tax and all of that stuff. That is an amazing deal and it's been very, very cold. Every other day I've had to go out and clear snow. So you can imagine that's from November 1st. Every other day I've had to go and clear out snow. So I have, so if you want to get one of these, it's available on Amazon. Please use my affiliate link. I'll get a commission out of it, and it's no extra cost to you. Speaking of Amazon, I do have this. It's the Algorithmic Serpent. It's my psychological thriller. You see there it's created by me, Edodo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. And he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. As you can see here, this is the back. This is the paperback version. I'll show you some pages in there. There we go. There's also an ebook version. So this is mostly at cost. The cost for this one, the paperback version, is for printing and shipping, and for the ebook version, it's for storage. So pick it up if you have the means, and let me know what you think. And then very recently, literally just last week, I made this guide available. It's a recession business blueprint. It's a book on how to start a business during a recession or during lean times. Right now we're in a recession, so this is the best time to start a business. So I show you how to start a business, how to to do your research for the business. It's much more easier now than I started my business in 2009. I didn't know anything because I was a chemist then. So when I started, I didn't even know how. I mean, I knew how to program, but I didn't know how to code. Meaning that, for example, when I was looking for work, I noticed a lot of websites like the hospitals and stuff. They were, really horrible websites. Some of them hadn't been updated since the 90s. So what I did was I said, hey, I could fix that. So I taught myself, and then I went and I started the business. So I said, now, things were different back then than they are now. I'm saying some things were different. For example, like promotions are different. Things like for example, in order to promote my business, I just went out with a flyer. I posted it up on some polls, everything like that, and I handed out business cards. I also used Kijiji and Craigslist to promote the business. They were free. These days, the services are not free, and many people actually, you won't get the same audience as I did. So that's what I was saying. Like, I wasn't going to just write a book about something that happened 16 years ago, right? Because that's not fair. So what I did was I used some of those concepts which still work today, and so you're able to start any type of business today, and I'll show you how to. They're tables and there's text, so it's not just graphical. There's the graphical part is the tables if you prefer that, and there's also text explaining what's going on. So you have both. You're covered both ways. So you can pick it up right now. It's on Amazon. There's also an ebook version. Let me know again if you think if I want to talk about that type of stuff as well. And as I said, starting your own business is it's one way you can have true freedom, meaning that you once you obviously get established, you work when you want, and you don't have to stress out too much. You kind of know how much income you're getting. And I said during the session is perfect because it's lean, so you don't have to spend too much money or resources to start the business, just your time, of course. And then obviously when the economy improves, so if you don't know, the economy always goes in cycles, right? There'll be up, down, and downtime. So I'm saying is that if you start a business during the downtime, it's perfect because when we go into another good times, you'll be able to expand as well. And then if the economy crashes again and goes down, you already have the skills and knowledge on what to do when you have to to do during the lean times. And right now it's the lean times. So for example, one of the things I did was I had my workstation. You guys saw my old workstation. I got it in 2011, right? So you see, I didn't buy it right away in 2009. I waited until 2011. I bought it, and I kept it until just this year. So I kept it for 14 years, right? Exactly. So it was working. So it more than paid for itself. But the point I'm trying to say is that I was going to actually replace it in 2020. But because of the lockdown, I said, okay, 2021 came around, economy just crashed. And I just waited until right now. I mean, literally just this summer to update it. So that's what I'm saying. Those are the type of tips and tricks you will learn from this recession business blueprint. It's available right now on Amazon. I am actually working on something. I'm very close, just a way to promote it. I'm almost done. So I might do a nice stream tonight. But definitely tomorrow, I want to finish up just a few little things I gotta do. Then I'll start talking about it. Obviously, I need to create an article about it, explaining it. I'll do all that stuff soon. But you can pick it up right now. If you don't know more about me, I have a blog for every article I write. You can see I'm a software engineer, web developer, and author. And you can explore my books in my bookshop on Amazon. If you need support, ojamboservices.com. The link is right there. If you're ready to learn, ojamboshop.com, the link is also there. Other ways you can contact me is you can leave a comment. Obviously, for example, for this article, keep it related to the comment. But if you want to contact me another way, the best way to contact me is on the contact pages of all the sites. So ojambo.com/contact, ojamboshop.com/contact, ojamboservices.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, I do live streams every single day. Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. And you can just click the links right there. So, with that said, I think that's the end. I'm going to put the outro there. And just to go back here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a look at the live streams to see if there's any live chats. I'm hoping you guys don't have an issue with YouTube again with the live chats. I had a problem. I wasn't able to even start the live streams, but it looks like that's been resolved. And yeah, so I'm checking BitChute. I don't see a live chat there. Checking Rumble. There's no live chat entries. Same with Odyssey, and same with YouTube. No problem. Okay, so that's it. By the way, if you want to see what we're doing later, for example, tomorrow, you go to watch menu, live sub menu on jambo.com. See, we're doing Blender. We're going to do a review of Blender 5.0, specifically the Python API. We're going to take a look at that. And then the day after that, we'll actually do something using Blender 5.0. There we go. Hope to see you then, and that's it. Bye now.